in Las Vegas. Of course, we're in Las Vegas. In every conference in Las Vegas.
Got it.
I have a buddy that I've known for, well, I think since the early 2000s for sure. Knew you when you were at PeopleSoft, but didn't know you. Knew of you when you were at PeopleSoft. I can't remember who's your chief revenue officer, the VP, who ran sales for y'all back then?
So it's basically Dave's brother, Al Duffield.
Yes.
So until the late 90s, Al ran the revenue function for the company.
And then they brought in another, or promoted another guy.
Yes.
Because
Howard Gwynn.
Yeah.
Name's familiar, but
yes.
yeah.
Do y'all still have the ex-PeopleSoft parties?
Oh yes. I was at one last summer in Incline Village, Nevada, Lake Tahoe.
Dude, those things are wheels off.
It was an unbelievable reunion.
Last time I went, I obviously went, just got in, and it was in Chicago. It was at McCormick. And it's like, I couldn't function the next day. It was one of those, because I knew some
like
of the
Las
stories
Vegas,
from,
right?
from a different perspective.
Yeah.
Just studying the space. So do me a favor, you have a newish job.
Newest job.
Tell us, first of all, introduce yourself.
Sure.
And tell us a little bit about the new gig.
Okay, well, again, great to be here, William. Jeff Carr. I'm the president of Atana. And
How do you spell that?
It's got a lot of A's.
Okay.
Atana, company that's based in the Seattle area.
Oh,
and
cool.
We're at the intersection of learning and behavioral insights, and I'll explain that to you, why it's pretty cool and what attracted me. But my background has been pretty much in the work tech, HR tech world. I was a payroll programmer out of college.
Oh, bless you. I'm Catholic, so I can do this. You're good.
Payroll and HR programmer, and I ended up going to PeopleSoft as one of the first 50 employees.
Wow.
Had a career there that I only, I can look back at it now and appreciate the lightning strike,
Oh, they just moved you around.
Moved around.
That was one of the things I loved about PeopleSoft at that time, was if you were talented, they would just like, hey, you're good at this. Okay, now we need you to go over here. And it's like, I don't know anything about that.
That's exactly what happened. You'd get comfortable with the job, feel like you had control, arms around it. You'd get promoted to something else
100%.
and reinvent, start over again like 12, 18 months later.
Right.
So that was my experience there for about 9 years. I left in 2000.
Yep. Before some of the harder stuff with,
Yes, before the next chapter.
Yes, next chapter. That's a good way
going
of
to
saying it.
Oracle.
Yes.
But my career after PeopleSoft has been largely in two areas, in the talent acquisition recruiting space and in the talent development learning space. And those are my two loves in the work tech world.
Was Taleo your first in TA?
Taleo was my first with TA, with the caveat that when I was at PeopleSoft.
Oh yeah, you helped them do the
Actually,
product.
had Jason Averbook was the product manager launching a recruiting product back in the day.
I remember that. And Heidi was, I think, either with him or somewhere around that 100%. Area as well.
Heidi was phenomenal in product management and product strategy.
Right.
And but then spent almost 5 years at Taleo, which
you
rebranded.
You did enterprise. You didn't do the TBE or TB, whatever Jason Blessing.
So I was kind of the COO. I was over all of that.
Snap.
Large enterprise. We launched a mid-market offering that we called Taleo Business Edition, TBE, which was phenomenally successful.
Very successful.
Jason Blessing came out of that group, ended up doing great things, running his own companies.
Yeah, basically, what I loved is there was autonomy. First time I visited the office, it was at Pleasanton, or I can't remember, it's outside of San Francisco.
Dublin, right across from the street from Pleasanton.
So what I loved about it is the office space that y'all had. They had TBE on one level and enterprise on the other level. And so when I was seeing somebody at TBE, I'd go onto one level, and then I think I went and saw Al at one point, and I literally went up like 2 floors or 3 floors or whatever the bit was. I'm like, and he's like, listen, we run them separate. We have some stickiness and some oversight over to both of them, but we want the people to run them in the way that they run them because they know their market.
Yeah. Well, Taleo was a cloud pioneer. Before Workday, one of the first true HR tech or work tech solutions with a SaaS model.
Yep.
like enterprise grade cloud operations. But great ride there. I was there for almost 5 years.
Were you there for the Verve acquisition?
Absolutely.
So we did business with Verve, and one of their product managers. We were down in Jacksonville, and it wasn't Kevin Marasco. He was on the marketing side, but it was someone in his group. And they said, just between us, girls, do you think us being built in Cold Fusion is going to limit us?
Forgot about that.
And I'm like, how fast do I say the answer that I need to say to this person to crush their dreams? But it was like a year before the acquisition. That was from my perspective, it was a great acquisition.
The funny thing about Taleo is that the company grew organically,
Right.
almost no acquisitions other than a tuck-in here or there.
Right.
So Taleo Business Edition came from a tuck-in with a
Right.
small, 7-person company.
Right.
But just fell in love with recruiting during that ride, that experience. But I ended up going to Saba
Yep.
right after that, and
Yep.
I kind of looked at Saba as the other side of the coin
Right.
to Taleo. Once you hire and onboard talent, Saba had the same customers, large global enterprise gold standard customers.
Right.
But for L&D, for a learning management platform, they had performance, succession,
Right.
some other adjacent applications as well.
Yeah. It's my work with Saba was I think it was Bobby. Yeah. And it's funny because he was telling me how the founding, and we're going through this whole bit. We're at dinner, and then he's just like, it's kind of like a taco stand. I'm like, say it again. He's like, well, we run it like a family, like when people say it's a family business. And I'm like, it's like 1,200 employees. So I love Saba, especially that the time in which you were there was a really fun time at Saba.
It was quite interesting.
Yes.
We were a public company, and
Yes.
Just an amazing experience, amazing ride. But I kind of really loved that being in the learning space. One quick side note on that is, I joined right during the global financial crisis.
Oh yeah, 08, 07-ish?
So it was kind of 08, 09.
Oh, bless you.
And and you're coming through this jobless recovery, and
Last thing people was talking about is learning.
we were pretty concerned at Taleo that there
Yeah.
was not going to, people are not going to be hiring management platforms.
It's actually the perfect
There's
time.
no hiring.
It's the perfect time to buy.
So it's kind of a shift of you had to develop your own teams, build your own talent
Yep.
from within, and so I, again, was there almost 5 years.
Wow. So that was, okay, so Saba, Cornerstone, and there was one more that I can't remember. I think it was at a
Sum total.
Sum total.
Yes.
So there's three
There's
of
also
you.
Plateau.
And Plateau.
That may be who you were thinking.
So as an ad agency, we were working with all four of you at the same time. And having to keep walls up, like
Yeah.
literally have
Oh,
different
yeah.
employees doing different things so that none of them got cross-pollination.
Yeah. No, I
And-
remember working with you back then.
It was fun. It was, y'all had an all-star team. Like Emily, she was there. The
Yes.
Marketer, everybody I touched, they were fantastic,
Phenomenal.
smart.
Super smart marketing team.
So tell me a little bit about this intersection that you're doing now with learning and behavioral. What are we doing?
Okay, so fast forward here in 2025, we start with a set of compliance training offerings. So
Okay.
we're in these categories of workplace communications.
Right. Like employer communication, like inside communications.
Yeah, like
Ish.
employee communications.
Right.
But our bread and butter is getting into sexual harassment,
Yep.
workplace violence prevention,
Oh, yeah.
respectful workplace, unconscious bias, a number of offerings kind of in that blocking and tackling area of things that you have to do,
Right.
both federal and state level.
You're going to deal
requirements.
with it one way or another. You can either treat it, it's like homeopathic medicine. You can either treat it at its root cause
That's right.
or treat it when it becomes a lawsuit.
So a funny thing is it's, obviously the current climate here in 2025, right? You and
I like how you said that.
You
That's
and I
nice.
both are in North Texas.
Yep.
And the idea that there's been a little bit of a pullback on diversity and
It is. We are living in interesting times, and in Texas in particular, which is a train wreck. I'm Texan, so I can say this, is an absolute train wreck. And on top of, if you get out to rural Texas, it's a train wreck on top of a train wreck.
Yes. Now, but having said that, even in Texas, State Bill 45 and House Bill 21
Okay.
require a lot of these things from a compliance standpoint.
Oh,
that
yeah.
have not gone away. It's not off. Not been deprecated. You still have work to do in terms of respectful workplace. And,
Oh, yeah. No, that's-
code of conduct.
Hopefully that never changes, it just gets better.
Absolutely.
Like, that's the goal in humanity. Like, we learn from ourselves. We just kind of do better going forward, right?
Yeah. So Atana starts with that as a platform. The real key though that attracted me, like why am I here? What did I see? Came to work with John Hansen, who's the founder and chairman, and really kind of like the great mind behind where we're going with behavioral insights. We have a data science team that uses a combination of IO psychology,
Right, a little personality,
behavioral insights,
Yeah.
attitudinal insights. We capture things in course. We do these embedded micro assessments.
Do you do this pre-hire or post-hire?
Post-hire.
Okay,
So-
so they're employees.
Correct.
So then the training component is if you find out someone's maybe has more risk tolerant or less risk tolerant, then
That's
you
right.
can train them accordingly.
100%.
Okay.
We can zero in and kind of identify areas that might be risk factors.
Right.
Even before
It
it's kind of
becomes-
like yellow, not red.
Right.
But
True colors assessment? Nice. Are you a red, a blue,
you know,
a green, or
think
yellow?
of like yellow card, red card, but
I remember using that assessment. That's funny.
but that's kind of what makes it interesting, William. The capturing these small embedded micro assessments, applying data science, and including a lot of things now with AI, that then provide a whole set of recommendations, calls to action for the company, for the organization.
What I love about that is it becomes less about training and more about kind of just-in-time behavioral adjustment.
That's
right. So it's like we're not. If we say training, people are going to fall over and go to sleep. But if we actually say, hey, listen, we're just trying to make you better. You're doing great. Oh, got a couple things we want to work with and kind of help out with. And especially if it's bite size, people they're not going to get twisted about it. And it's just like you're just trying to get better.
Absolutely. Trying to build a better workplace and a better culture.
Who doesn't want that? Like, I would not want to hire the person that doesn't want that. Like, in the organization, even if they were skilled. I just want people to actually do their job well, but also be a good human being.
Well, you just think about your background with marketing and branding and positioning and messaging. We're trying to move from that check the box, have to do it, required to do it, to
Right.
this is actually going to provide some calls to action, actionable insights. So
Right.
whether it's the L&D organization or it's the HR stakeholders,
Right.
they're able to go into C-suite meetings with data.
Right.
Not anecdotal, like we think we have a problem. We feel like we have a problem.
Right. And it's not
So-
as reactive. It can be a little bit more proactive.
Exactly.
Like instead of coming to that board meeting and go, hey, we have 14 sexual harassment claims we're kind of rolling right now, investigations. Don't know how it's going to play out, but good luck. Well, they can come, and again, they've wanted to come to these meetings with data. We just haven't been, as an industry, we haven't been able to get them to adopt and then be able to trust the data.
That's right. That's right. Now, as you have worked with HR leaders, stakeholders for decades, and you think about getting them comfortable with what to do with the data.
Right.
Like once.
Tell a story.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
once we surface it, again, like any other technology area, you've got early adopters, you've got people that
It's
are
the bell
comfortable.
curve.
There's a total bell curve, but so we've invested a lot over the last 18 months, 24 months on the actionable insights and like a toolbox. What do I do? What are suggestions or recommendations of how to go?
I see that generative AI could help out with that.
100%.
In the future, to be able to take the data and go, here's three different story themes if you want to be able to tell something about this, and then be able to serve that up to them and let them edit it for their voice and all that type of stuff.
Exactly right.
Because they got to go
Exactly
in
right.
and tell a story.
Now we have built this over the last few years on this foundation of, like I said, IO psych,
Right.
machine learning, data science, but increasingly applying AI to this back to like
Right.
recommendations. And
Yeah.
just a quick segue there. Here on the floor, I spent time yesterday with both going to the Smart Recruiters booth
Yeah.
and to the Paradox booth.
Yeah.
And so Olivia, Paradox,
Yep.
Winston at Smart Recruiters, really a great inspiration for us at Atana. We're building an AI learning
Yeah.
assistant.
Oh, cool.
And who will have a
So it just kinda-
personality and a name and
So it just goes right along when they need that, they're there, it's just in time. And oh, by the way,
Absolutely.
it doesn't have to be reactive, it can be proactive.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, again, part of this is the meat and potatoes or the blocking and tackling of automating, like, tedious manual tasks and things like that.
Got to turn this in.
But
Yep.
also that idea, again, I think of like I saw with Olivia from Paradox or Winston, just being there on mobile, on a check-in,
Yeah.
like you said, JIT or OJT.
Yep.
We're excited about what we're going to roll out there here later on in the year.
So I had a thought late last year about renaming compliance, because I think compliance, it just sets people into in kind of a wrong way.
Absolutely.
It automatically kind of triggers them, if you will. It's like compliance. Now it's legal and it's this, it's that, and the other. It's like we've got to find a different word to call it what it is.
Do you have one?
I do not have one. I've been trying to figure it out because it has to be rebranded. It just has to, like performance on some level.
Yeah.
Like we need to stop talking about performance in the way that we've talked about performance. Call it value, whatever. It doesn't matter. Just it can't be called the same thing.
You and I both go back to success factors when they burst on the scene.
Yep.
They took
business software.
They took the performance review, the most hated, task
Absolutely.
or function usually in kind of the HR work world.
Even if it goes well, that's the thing. Even if you have a successful performance review, you still hate it.
They took that employee performance and made it about business performance,
That's right.
corporate performance.
Genius.
It was genius watching that from the outside. I was at Taleo at the time, and
At first, it was mixed results. Because at first,
right.
when they first did it, they're like, they went too far. They went too far. That's way too far for this audience. And all of a sudden, now you look at it, looking backwards, you're like, that was genius.
they broke some class. They again.
This is what we should always be talking about, or
Well,
should have all been talking
Well,
about.
with marketing, like if it doesn't make you uncomfortable, it's probably not very good.
That's a great marketing idea. Makes the hairs on your neck stand up.
So again, great idea there. I think we'll continue to look at how we have this conversation, how we tell the story around it.
Yes.
And,
This isn't your grandfather's compliance.
That's right.
Compliance has changed, and it might not be sexy, but it is one of the most critical, close to paychecks. It's one of the most critical things to do in an organization. And you find out when you do it wrong when you get sued.
That's
So
right.
you can't fix it then. You're now having to treat the lawsuit and pay people off and pay people out, et cetera. But you shouldn't have to do that. A lot of this is self-inflicted. All of it's self-inflicted on some level. And if you're proactive and get in front of it, you won't have this problem.
Yes.
And dollars for dollars, if you do this side, it's not even, it's 1 to 10.
One thing that I think you'll love is with these insights and this very precise data, we can pinpoint a store, a
Yep.
hospital, a medical center, a location, a team. So you don't put everybody back through the training. You put.
Oh, I love that.
You apply it at a, in terms
Oh,
of,
I
so there's
love
a
that.
cost-saving element there,
Yeah.
and also a frustration.
Yeah, I've already
element.
learned this. I'm good.
So again, being able to go back and pinpoint back to
You
actionable.
said down to the team. Can you get down to the individual if needed?
We do get down to the individual.
So highly
manager
personal-
or leader or
Highly personalized.
very precise, personalized, and.
Dude, I love that. We should have. I think we buried the lead. we buried the lead. All right, we're gonna go here in just a second. I know you had an injury. But I follow your marathons.
Okay.
You've
okay.
marathoned everywhere in the world, I believe, at some point or another. You're in Germany. I think you did Boston, Chicago, all the New York, all the famous ones. Are you still running?
So
Have you given up your running shoes?
This is my favorite topic. So I'm still running.
Okay.
I was scheduled to do Sydney a couple of weeks ago, and picked up COVID right before
Oh, you can't go.
the
No,
marathon.
they'll lock you in.
And,
You're there for 6 weeks.
So I had to skip it, and I trained for 4 months in the Texas summer in all the heat.
You got right. You got right.
You know, I did heat training in Dallas for three months to get ready for that. But pivoting, and I'm going to do Chicago in October. So that's my next.
That's the next one. You've done it before, though, yeah?
I have done it a couple of times.
Okay.
And one thing that I'm doing this weekend, you'll get a kick out of this, to get ready for Chicago, is I'm going to do Paris,
Just for fun.
Texas. That
Oh,
is.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you've been there.
I've
but
I've been there. They have a little Eiffel Tower.
they do have a little Eiffel Tower,
It's-
so they have a trail run. I'll be
Oh,
doing
yeah.
that this weekend to get ready for Chicago.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Carr. And what was the company name again?
Company's Atana.
All righty. Listen, thanks for everybody listening, and we're out. You got
Thank
the
you, man.